Are you a successful entrepreneur or one in training? You've got the vision, but do you have the right partner to build your brand, your team, and your future online and off? At cprfirm.com, we offer expert consulting, financial guidance, and life coaching because we believe in doing life with our clients. After all, what is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Founded by Callan Cash Coleman, we help our clients not only succeed, but plan to retire rich. Your business deserves the best. Start building your legacy today at cprfirm.com.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my two books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive-Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs and on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us here on the stream this evening. We have a winter storm coming down this way, which is kind of rare for us. It's supposed to get down. Hold on, let me check the weather report. What that's looking like. Give me a second. Hold on, I gotta check this out. At least where I'm at is 36, but it's supposed to get down to like the 20s. Supposed to get down to 20s. Tonight. So Wednesday morning look like it's gonna be about 20 degrees here, at least where I'm at. And but we got a chance of snow today and tomorrow, and that's not something that's normal for us here. So, but I'm cool. I'm cool with it, man. I was in the grocery store today. Everybody and their mama was in the grocery store, literally, right? And because people just want to hunker down, they don't want to get out. They tell you stay off the road and all that. See, people here is not used to driving in the snow or ice or anything like that. Like some of y'all people that's up north or northeast, the country get that all the time. So that's always a big event. And then you have big pileups over here. So I'd just rather not be in it if I don't have to be. I'd just chill myself at home. You say it'd be 5 degrees in Chicago? Oh, Chicago. Shout out to Chicago. I wouldn't be going nowhere. I'll be staying my happy self right in my house. I mean, I'll probably go out there a little bit, take care of some business, but I'll be right back in it. Oh, no. And you say it is all the way down to 0? Yeah, Phil, be right in the house. If I had to live in Chicago, you better believe I'd be in the house. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, well, I'll get to tonight. There was this video going around of this white American woman, and she was crashing out pretty hard about when she found out how Chinese people are living versus how she's living here in America. So we're going to talk about that video that's kind of been going around. And but today, as you all seen, I was watching it. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have watched it. Donald Trump is now the president. He was sworn in today. And, he started doing his executive orders already. And they're talking about the mass deportations in all the major American cities that's happening this week. So people are worried. He shut down the CBP1 app immediately. And I seen a story about that a lot of them was crying about that they can't get in here now. Trump, he's starting off swinging. So we'll see what happens with Trump. He talked about the inflation. He gonna something he want to do to get the inflation down, and I think he pulled out the Paris Climate Accords. He's saying it's gonna save us $1 trillion. So we'll see. I know he talked about the Panama Canal and a whole lot of things he was talking about today, right? So we'll see because the media. Oh, he's starting off with chaos. Chaos is good sometimes, right? So we'll see what kind of so-called chaos he's gonna bring. They just don't like the system being upended. Let's call it what it is. They don't like that. They like the status quo. And I'm a firm believer the status quo not working. Don't you try something different, right? So let's see what it is. Oh, you talking about in Canada is negative 20 Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit off the top of my head. Detroit, you say is about 8 degrees. Yeah, y'all get it up north. Y'all get it. Oh, and boy, before I go into anything, did y'all see your girl today? Oh, your girl, Kamala. Oh, Kamala was so upset today. She was not a happy camper. She ain't been happy ever since that election. I mean, all that key-ha. Oh, no, that's gone. Man, Kamala you seen her face today. Then I was watching the inauguration. Biden looked like he was falling asleep. Then I looked over and say, man, Trump falling asleep too? I said, oh, y'all just sleeping? What's going on, man? And Kamala just sitting there just like heated. I'm like, she was sitting there like Marshawn Lynch, like I'm just here so I don't get fined, that type of deal. She did not want to be there. Why? She should just not win. I would want the camera on my face if I'm that mad about something because she can't hide it. She couldn't. She is hot about that election, y'all. She is hot. Boy, FBAs, y'all better not go nowhere near Kamala right now. Cause boy, you probably get cussed out at this point. Ain't gonna be no cackling no more. Oh, you said we'll get down to -7 in Michigan tonight? Okay. Yeah, it wasn't no ski win today. Cause she know good and well she's done. I mean, she talking about she may run for California governor. I don't think that's going to happen at this point. Gavin Newsom done really messed up. And Gavin Newsom messed up. I seriously doubt they want to put her in there. But I don't know. That's California. There's no telling with those people over there. All right. So tonight, since we got started just a little later, than normal, we won't do what we normally would do on Monday nights. We may pick that up tomorrow night. Make sure that you are on the African Diaspora News Channel app, of course, in the Google Play and Apple App Store. And the reason why you need to be on there because the Friday live streams are exclusive to the app. So make sure that you are on there. You don't want to miss out on what we're discussing on Fridays. We almost, trying to get some wrapped up. The Slay Queen show will be coming hopefully next week. That will be exclusive to the app. And we'll get like a trailer or something like that for it here, just to kind of highlight it. But that'll be exclusive to the app, among other things. We already kind of lining up the next ones to get featured on the Slay Queen episodes. Then we gotta sit down and get these, some of these documentaries started. So yeah, we all going to the app though. Everything is going to the app, not on YouTube. And the reason why it should not go on YouTube is because, I don't really want to censor much what people are saying. I don't say, I can't say that. I can't say this. We better not show this. We better not play that music. It was like it gets annoying. Like, we know with the news reports what to do. We'll continue to do the news reports. Of course we will. But all the stuff taking our time to do, no, that's going to go on the app. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead on. You said, yeah, Gavin messed up. So let's go ahead and get started, ladies and gentlemen. So for a long time, we have told these people about how they treat us and how things go in America. We have told them this for a very, very long time. And they have said that we were just being victims We were lazy. We were complaining. When we told them about the bad food, when we told them about the rent cost, when we told them about the health care, we told them about everything constantly, every doggone day. And they did not pay attention to us at all. They constantly dismissed us. They are the type that, long as it's not happening to me, I can care less if black people go to hell. I can care less. But only if it happens to me. And you would think by now they would have learned that, you know what, maybe I need to listen to them FBAs a little bit so it won't happen to me. Because if it's happening to them, it's going to happen to me. And see, what happens is when things start happening to you, FBAs have no sympathy. FBAs are rolling the eyes. FBAs are like, deal with it. We have to. And the deal is, because we had to deal with it, because we have so much loss, we have been treated so horribly as a people, we have no sympathy for nobody that sat up there and just was cool with what we go through. So this video I'm going to show you has been going around. A lot of people have been discussing this video of a white woman. And I want you to hear what she has to say. Then after what she has to say, there's another woman who's going to talk about what happens to babies when they first born, also in China as well, because I'm going to get more to the Chinese conversation. But let's go ahead and play this. And we will get some education in here too tonight. So let's go ahead and play this.
Please stay for this, because I've reached the part in this whole like class consciousness part where I'm just filled with the most impotent rage. And like, I'm talking that white hot, I need to sink my teeth and into something and scream kind of rage. Because what do you mean that it never had to be this hard for us? Like, what do you mean in other countries they don't have to spend 20% of their paycheck on groceries? What do you mean in other countries everyone can own homes because they're not paying $2,000 a month in rent, or that their mortgages aren't like their entire paycheck? What do you mean that people in China work one job and they don't even work 40 hours and they can easily afford their life? And then I'm over here working 60 hours a week, just me as a single parent, to like barely make ends meet. And I'm penny pinching every single second. And like, there's so much of life that my kid misses out on and that I miss out on because of money and like work and no social support net. And you mean to tell me that it didn't have to be like this? They keep us in these chains on purpose, and it never had to be like this. Like, I did everything right. I went to college. I had to drop out of college to take care of my mom when she was sick because, again, no social services, like, no safety nets. My dad worked his whole life and died and left everything to my mom. My mom was disabled, and she lived on credit, and, like, she barely made ends meet, and she did everything she was supposed to. And I did everything I was supposed to. And it just keeps getting worse. It was never supposed to be like this. And I'm so angry that it is. Because what do you mean? I've spent so much of my life working so hard to scrape by. And it never had to be like that. My suffering was at the expense of someone else becoming wealthy because they could. And I am so angry about this. It can't stay like this. It doesn't have to stay like this.
Did you know in China, when a baby is born, they give them a box full of supplies, everything that they need for the baby, diapers, clothing, and this box doubles as a crib. But in the U.S., when a baby's born, they charge you to hold your newborn. It's called skin to skin, something like that on the bill. But yeah, I just found that out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I see some of y'all responses. I'm gonna play it again. But you know, some of the things that she says sounds quite familiar, right? You know, how many times have we said the exact same things? How many times? How many times have we looked at it and said it shouldn't be like this? How many times have we said that? How many times have we told them, hey, your system is screwed up? How many times? Now their system is finally boomeranged and back and hit them, and it's been literally laid in their lap. And then what really got them? Let me tell y'all what got them. What really started this up? It's not just her. Oh, it's many of them. When they had a TikTok ban, okay, and right before the TikTok ban, they had another app people was going on. You know, they may call it Red Note, but it's called Xiaohongshu. That's the Chinese name of it, but it's Red Note. And when they went on Xiaohongshu, they started to see how people was actually living in China. And then as people started to talk back and forth with Chinese people, the Chinese were real shocked about the way we live in America or the way the systems work. Like a lot of white folks was just shocked about the Chinese talking about property tax. What is that? Like they were shocked what that was. And the Chinese were telling them, you mean to tell me every year you got to pay on a house that you own? They said, we only pay one payment. They said that's for like 70 years. And then if another person, like, you know, you give it to your kid, then they have to pay one property tax, and then that's it, right? So it's only when you transfer the property, they got to pay a property tax. And they said that it wasn't a whole lot of money to pay. And the folks heard that, and they was like, you're not paying property taxes? You're like y'all, see, this is the problem with Americans in general. Not all of you. You don't travel. And because you don't travel, some of you you don't want to travel. You don't want to go nowhere. You don't see that everybody's not living like us. This one brother had said something so cold. God, I forgot the brother's name. And he said that in America, when it comes to our houses, even if you own them, we pay a subscription fee. You know, we don't pay our subscription fee. Well, then our subscription is revoked, AKA, they will come and get you out your own house. You pay for that house, right? I know it's like that in African countries too. Hey, you pay a tax and all of that, and you're done. If it's your land, you pay for it, you pay your tax to the government, you're done. You're not sitting up here every year paying on a property that you already own. So they found out about that. Then the folks really got set off when the Chinese was showing them on that app about their groceries trips and how they're only going to the grocery store spending about $20, $25 US and getting a big basket full of groceries, right? And they were like, man, I paid $200-$300 for that kind of, and they were just losing it about them having access to lobster and shrimp and all this, and they paying but hardly nothing at the grocery store. So they were just really freaking out. I'm talking about the folks. They were losing their mind about it. Now, black folks, what I saw, their response like, man, that's pretty cool. I want to go check that out. Like, that's about far as with black people. But them, because in their mind, then they start saying, I'm watching them, we don't live in the greatest country on earth because look how they living. You know, like I told y'all, when I went to South Africa, of course, it's in the U.S. dollar, not there. We also got to consider you're viewing, they paid $25 of groceries, yes, in our currency. But their currency, you know, is one thing. Our currency is another. But if you're a person that's making USD and living in these other countries, you live like a king or a queen. It's the truth. So they are just crashing out. Like countries like South Africa, they have universal health care. A lot of countries either got universal health care or very, very, very minimal low-cost health care. And the main reason you don't have that in this country is because of racism, completely. It's racism. Now, Damon says, Phil just said Americans are slow in the real world. Damon, it's not that Americans are slow, okay? First of all, they're miseducated on purpose. Because miseducated people is easily controllable people. That's number one. Number two, they don't encourage you to travel. They don't. If you don't travel, it keeps you in this bubble, right? And this bubble in this country that they control, this bubble very well, they really do, and it keeps you like that. So if you don't never travel, you never go see how other people live, you don't know anything, you would think, well, what happens here is normal. But not everywhere else is normal. Now, what I will say about America versus other places, yes, you got a little bit more freedoms in other places, but check this out. There's something else that's been going around too, what Chinese cat said to one of them. He said Americans got freedom of opinion, but not freedom of choice. And I'll say, wow, that's pretty good. Reason being, we don't really have freedom of choice in this country. We don't. Our Congress do whatever the hell they want. They don't, supposedly, it's supposed to be your representatives and mine. So when a person's your representative, they have to come holler at you and say, hey, this is what's going on. What should I do? Okay, well, this is what's going on? Okay, well, you need to go do X, Y, and Z. Okay, cool. Then your representative leave you and go do what you say do. The representative don't go just do whatever they want to do. Imagine hiring somebody that's supposed to be your manager or whatever, right? You hiring them to do management for you, whatever. And they don't listen. You tell them one thing, they don't listen to you. They do whatever they want to do. You paying them, but they doing whatever they want to do. They can care less what you say. They doing whatever. Well, that's basically what happens with the American people. And this TikTok thing proved, if anything else, that your Congress and the President Biden at the time could care less about what any of you say. When 170 million people is on TikTok and the majority of people say, no, we don't want that app to go away. But y'all in Congress want it to go away, talking about national security. The American people said, we don't got no problem with that app. Then for the American people, it was being petty. They're being petty. And they say, well, let's go to Xiaohongshu, Shu, a.k.a. Red Note. It's definitely a Chinese app for sure. The servers are based in China. At least TikTok servers for the U.S. side was based in the United States. So now people went to a real Chinese app. And they had some, a whole lot of stuff I saw on there. Like, their electric cars, man, that stuff Elon Musk is giving people is ghetto trash. Them Chinese, they got electric cars that go 640 miles on a charge. And check this out, they don't have to go charge it. They have stations where they pull in, they back in, and they swap out your doggone battery. Not a charging station. They go swap out your battery in 3 minutes. It's like automatic. The thing, lift up the car, take the battery out, get a new battery, swap it in, boom, you're gone. I was sitting here looking at this stuff and I'm just shaking my head. I say, oh, that's why they were trying to demonize other countries so much. Because you start seeing other people living, you're gonna look at your living and like, this is some ghetto crap. And understand, FBAs have told this a long time. Now, let me play some information for y'all. The reason why y'all going through all this stuff, or why America's the way it is, or why she's paying so much for child care, or why she's paying so much for this, or why it's so hard, it's all centered to racism. Every bit of it. Y'all made your life so hard to harm FBAs. You harmed yourself. Imagine, give me an example. Imagine you got a buffet that you can go eat every day for free. This buffet is paid for by the city, whatever, right? So you can go eat every day. You can go eat the buffet for free, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You ain't got to worry about paying for no food. This is just an example. But then you hear of a court case happen or a law change where now, outside of just you and your people, now they're going to let in, like them, the white folks, now other people can come to the buffet now, not just you. So what you say is this: oh, hell no. Those other people not about to come in here and eat for free like I can. So you know what? Hey, let's start charging money to eat this food. Because we charge money, we can keep them out. So now you went from eating for free to now you're paying for it. Why are you paying for it? Not because we can't afford to do it for free no more. No. We're paying for it to keep those people out. That's why I'm willing to pay for it. And the reason why, folks, you are in this financial condition finally now is because of your racism. That's why. You didn't want FBAs to participate and have anything. You'd rather pay for it than allow us to get anything for free. And now you're suffering for it. You're suffering. Racism never is going to end well, even for you. Yes, you will harm us. You sure will. God knows you will. But you know what? Whatever a man or woman sow, he shall or she shall reap. You sowed that seed to harm black folk because you did not want us to get an inkling of what you got. And now that harvest is coming up. And that harvest been coming up since 2019, actually. And that harvest is going to get more and more plentiful. I told y'all, a lot of you think Trump is going to be a savior to you, to y'all, your group. Trump can't save you. He can't. He's not ordained to save you in particular. Now let's get some of y'all history up. That's just an analysis, real quick, of what was free in this country, and what y'all done just to keep us out, and how now it harms you. Okay, let's just get some analysis, real quick. Give me a second.
Brief overview of some historical examples of publicly or widely available services in the United States that either shut down or began charging fees after Black Americans gained access to them. These shifts were often motivated by racist attitudes and a desire to maintain segregation or limit Black participation. Important note, the causes and details can vary by region, and there's often a combination of factors, economic, political, social, at play. However, historians have documented numerous instances where race was a decisive factor in changing public access from free to paid or from public to private. Nash Shatter 1. Public swimming pools. Background. In many cities, public swimming pools were initially free or had minimal cost. What changed? After legal rulings and civil rights laws forced the integration of public facilities in the mid-20th century, many municipalities shut down their public pools or converted them into private clubs that required membership fees. Why? This effectively blocked Black residents from enjoying what had once been a free or low-cost amenity. Number 2.
Okay, so you had free public pools, free, didn't have to pay nothing. But because of the Civil Rights Bill and desegregation, you says, no, I'm going to shut down a free pool that everybody can enjoy because I don't want them FBAs in it. Or I'm going to privatize it, put fees on it when it was once free for you. Because I don't want them FBAs in here, so they're going to have to pay, right? Everything you've done to harm us, you see how now you're paying, and you're paying a lot more now than when it was once free. Now, if you want to thank anybody for those changes, thank the boomers in your community because they the one that really did it, right? Thank them. Okay, let's continue.
Public beaches and recreation facilities. Background. Beaches, picnic areas, and other recreation spots were often maintained by local governments and were open to the public. What changed? Once Black families began frequenting these spaces, especially following court orders or local integration laws, some areas imposed entrance fees or introduced membership-based access. Why? Charging fees or privatizing management allowed local governments or owners to control who could afford or was willing to pay for entry, thereby indirectly maintaining segregation. 3.
All right, so public beaches and all that. So all this stuff was free. A lot of this stuff was free for you. To keep FBAs out, you instituted entry fees, you instituted memberships. You did that. And your whole motivation was to keep FBAs out. You will harm yourself, take money out of your back pocket. See, anti-black racism is expensive to maintain. And now, because y'all, I say y'all, Democrat and Republican is y'all screwed up the economy, screwed it all up, and every dime now you're feeling it, and now you can't do nothing because this system that you went along with. See, the right thing to do at the time, say no. Hey, if the law say they could be here, they could be here. I'm not about to start paying just because they come in. That would have been the right thing to do. But the majority of you folks went along with it, and you was willing to pay. I'd rather pay than see them FBAs coming here. Understand? And because the greed among you, capitalism is a very, very greedy system. Even the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the folks will commercialize anything and harm their own people in the process. And they have harmed their own people in the process. It's more poor white people than the 1%. And that 1% do not care about them. They feel like they can have a kinship with them if they just be against us, right? I want you to listen how they harm themselves to harm us. Let's continue.
Free or extremely low-cost public universities, select cases. Examples. Historically free for city residents, CUNY began charging tuition in the mid-1970s. California public colleges. Up to the 1960s, tuition was nominal or close to free for in-state residents, then gradually increased. What changed? There's ongoing debate among historians about how much racial dynamics influence these shifts. In the case of CUNY, budgetary constraints were the official reason for introducing tuition. However, the timing coincided with more low-income students of color entering the system following open admissions policies. Why? While financial concerns were part of the narrative, some critics and historians argue that racism and classism played a significant role in the move to charge tuition, particularly as more Black and Puerto Rican students enrolled. 4.
Okay, so a lot of folks are crying right now about student loan debt. They're in hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loan debt. If y'all would have left it alone, where people can go to college for free or minimal cost, you wouldn't be in student loan debt right now. But because you're politicians and you supported them to institute tuition, because what? You want to keep out FBAs. Now you're in student loan debt today, owing thousands of dollars. And even the scriptures teach that debt is a yoke of bondage. You have a yoke of bondage around your neck because you wanted to keep FBAs out. That's the issue with your problem. You're literally paying the harvest of your racism through economics. Incredible Jonathan said he couldn't go to college because he couldn't afford it. And that was the purpose of putting the price there, because they didn't want you to go to college. That was the purpose. Or the Puerto Ricans or anybody outside of them. Prime example. Other groups think they in there with them, right? So they open their mouth. Vivek Ramaswamy, he was all good till you start talking about them good white folk. Now I just heard he's out of Doge. When he started talking about them folks about their culture and how lazy they were, and he started reading them the riot act, they got so upset with him because he told the truth, and they got him right on out of there. Understand? Them folks aren't for nobody but themselves. You other groups that go over there, as long as you're talking about FBAs, they'll love you to death. But the moment you turn around and say, oh, okay, yeah, I'll talk about them, but let me talk about you a little bit too, you're going to be out the door, right? All this student loan debt in the billions for people. Just remember, the only reason you're paying all this college tuition is because the folks didn't want FBAs to get a free college education. The cost of racism, ladies and gentlemen, the cost of racism. But why you always want to blame the white man for everything? No, I don't want to blame the white man for anything. I'm just talking about American history and why we're in a lot of financial trouble based on history. I know in school you don't teach people that we have free tuition, but because of racism, that's why we pay. You don't teach that. You don't teach, we have free pools for everybody, but hey, because of racism, we closed them or make you pay to get in there now because we want to keep them FBAs out. So you don't teach that in school. You don't teach it. You indoctrinate people, but you don't teach anything. But let's keep going. We ain't got long. We wrap this part
Social
up.
clubs and event spaces. Background. Local communities sometimes had free social clubs or event halls supported by public funds or offered at nominal cost. What changed? When Black residents gained access, some of these facilities were converted to members-only clubs, introduced fees, or were sold to private entities. Why? This privatization allowed the owners or new owners to legally exclude or limit Black participation through membership requirements. Not a 5.
Okay. Once again, event halls, all kind of places like that was free. Hey, man, you can use it with the city paying for it. Just schedule your time. Schedule this. It's all good. The moment the time the FBAs can go get it. No. Now you got to pay. You got to pay so much per hour to use it. But before, it was free. Everything that you're paying for, ma'am and gentlemen out there, part of the folks community, is based off of the legacy of racism in your community to harm us. Now you're seeing how racism is costing you more than anything else and anybody else. And now you see why you need to pay reparations. And you still get angry when you mention the term reparations in the form of cash payment. You get angry. No, I ain't got to pay. All the stuff you did to us to make us pay more, we need reparations for that too. Wow, you got to get the pool for free, college for free, event spaces and recreational centers for free. But when it's time for us to go in now, we got to pay for it. And you going to pay for it too, just to keep us out. See, this is what they don't want to teach in your high school. You understand? The cost of racism. Well, let's continue.
Recreational amenities. Skating rinks, bowling alleys, roller parks. Not always free, but originally open on an equal cost basis. Once these places could no longer legally segregate or pick and choose their patrons, some closed down or changed policies, like membership nights, dress codes, or special fees that disproportionately affected Black patrons. Why did this happen?
Okay. The membership fees and dress codes. Did you hear that part about the dress code? Let me rewind that back to target Black folk.
Closed down or changed policies, like membership nights, dress codes, or special fees that disproportionately affected Black patrons.
So they also instituted dress codes. The dress codes was to discriminate against the way Black folks dress. Anything they could do to keep us out. But today they got to pay for it themselves too, just as much as we got to pay for it, right? And the greedy corporations is going to tax them just as much as they're going to tax us. Because they realize, oh, wow, hold on. So it started off getting money because of FBA, but man, hold on, I can get their money too? Oh, man, this is beautiful. Because before I couldn't even get that. Now I'm getting, man. And them corporations are running it up. They're running it up big time. Don't even talk about the health care. How they running that up. But yeah, things like hairstyles, all kind of things, right? Yeah, but let's continue. We almost done.
Why did this happen? 1. Resistance to integration. After the Civil Rights Act and various court rulings, many white communities, businesses, and local governments resorted to privatization or fees as a way to maintain segregation in practice, if not in law. 2.
Okay, so all of these things, fees, dress codes, memberships, all of that was done to continue segregation, right? I told y'all the new segregation or the continuing of segregation is economics. It's economics. They know by zip code what is the average median income. So if they want to, and they know exactly what FBAs are making on average. So if they want to keep you out in a particular area, they say, okay, well, if FBAs on average is making $45,000 a year, we need to make sure to price this stuff up to, let's say, 120, 150. So we know FBAs can't come nowhere near, this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you small numbers, but I was just trying to tell you that. That's what they do. That's how they segregate now. Then don't even talk about gentrification and all this other stuff.
Economic or budgetary excuses. Some decisions were presented as purely financial, e.g. insufficient tax revenue, but racial animus often overlapped with or influenced these choices. 3. De facto versus de jure segregation. Legally mandated segregation, de jure, was dismantled, but informal methods, de facto, like fees, membership, and dress codes, were used to exclude or discourage Black participation.
All right, so that alone can teach you just a little bit that you do still live in segregation. It's just not on paper, but segregation, like they say, is fees, dress codes, memberships. That's just ridiculous, right? And remember, all of this was instituted to harm FBAs. Okay, raising the rents at certain cost was done to keep FBAs out. Homeowner associations were created to keep FBAs out. All these things these people have done to harm us, and now they're complaining about homeowner association. They're complaining that they're being taken to court, complaining that they're threatening to take their homes, right? They're complaining all day long about homeowner associations, but you started that to harm FBAs, okay? Once again, the high cost of racism. That's one of those things that would you meant for harm. You know what I'm saying? And we went through it all. We made it through it. No matter what happens, man, we figure it out. But you, on the other hand, you're not gonna. And then I really believe God wanted you to see how those Chinese people were living. I really believe God wanted y'all to see that. Because listen, what I'm noticing about the folks, a lot of the lies they've been told, have y'all noticing they starting to see the lies starting to fall, and they are actually coming into the truth of what they really are or what they've been doing? And it's amazing to see their reaction to the lies they really have been believing about themselves, their community, or even America in itself. Have y'all been noticing that? It's like the facade that they've been told, it's like it's going away. And when they start seeing the reality, it's like they are like horror. Like, oh my God, how did I do? And then those same people gonna come to you as FBAs and say, man, y'all were trying to tell us, and you told us this and you told us that. And we sit back and looking like, don't feel good, do it? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Don't be a victim. Don't be lazy. You got to work through it, right? I mean, this is what you told us. I don't know how I'm going to pay your rent and this and that and the third. Well, get a second, third, fourth, fifth job. I mean, that's what we were told, right? We talked about not getting paid a living wage. We talked about that. Well, now it's your turn. Though it's not nice when the shoe's on the other foot, is it? And it's just getting started. Once again, Donald Trump can't save you. You think he will. He can't save you. He can't. He'll try his best, but he can't. It's above him. Now, am I gloating? No, I'm not gloating because I know how it feels. Some people may gloat, but I'm a firm believer what Minister Farrakhan said a long time ago. Don't laugh, learn. And what he meant by that was when you see even an enemy have a downfall, don't laugh at them. Learn from that. Learn what they did. Learn everything what caused their downfall, and you pick up everything that they did and you don't repeat it. So I'm not laughing at you. I'm not clowning you. I'm not doing anything. But one thing I've learned from you, don't seek to harm myself in the end, trying to prevent others from getting the blessing. Don't seek to harm others, because that's all that was about, is harming others, and you harm yourself in the end. So that's the lesson I'm learning from you. Also, the lesson I've learned is that it's just stupid. It's so stupid to want to exclude human beings based on a skin tone. Now, I can understand if somebody is a criminal, if they're doing bad things. Okay, that's an individual thing. But just wholesale exclude people based on a skin tone or a different language they speak or a disability or whatever the case may be, that's stupid, because the day may come when you may need that person that speaks a different language or has a disability. You don't know how this world going to work. So you also have to be careful on that too. We have to learn. Listen, we don't, because sometimes I seen a video today and I didn't like this video. This woman was fired from her job. It was a black woman. So this black woman was just going off on this. Clearly the business hired this Hispanic dudes for whatever they hired them for. I mean, she just going off on them about speaking English and, boy, Trump gonna deport you on January 20th. I'm like, why she that turned up? They not really saying nothing to her. She's just so turned up about it. So I go to check her page. She's privated her TikTok and all of that. So clearly she was in the wrong. My thing is, I've always said this: don't turn into them people. Don't turn it. We can speak about immigration. We can, but don't turn into them people. That's like, don't follow their example, because I'm telling you, their example is not the place we want to be. No, we are not them. We don't want to be them. We're better than that as a people. Now, I've had people come and do some work before, and they couldn't really speak much English. Okay, they got translator apps. Talking to the app, hand it to them. They speaking to the app, it go back to you. No matter what language they speak, we got translator apps now, bro. We got tech now. There's no reason for any of that stupidity. You know what I'm saying? Don't act like them. I'm gonna keep telling that to my people. I don't want black versions of them. Don't act like them. Don't take their language. Don't, take ideologies that sound like white supremacists but flipping it. Don't do that either. Just don't do that. Because we got enough issues in our own community. That, like, look, immigration, and what I've said about immigration, if you're here legally, green card, naturalized citizen, residency, temporary protected status, or if they legal to be here on asylum claim and they're legally to be here and they got paperwork, there's nothing I can say about it. But what I do have more of an issue with is the politicians giving resources and taking resources away from FBAs and giving it to them. Now, you want to let them get a job and take care of themselves, and they legally here to do so, hey, go ahead. I ain't got a problem. But I do have a problem when we got homeless FBAs on the streets, but yet you're housing people who didn't even come in here the right way. I got a problem with that. Now, if you're housing all the FBAs and any other American, and they're not in the cold tonight in Chicago or Houston or wherever, right? and you have them in there with them, okay, well, I mean, we'll have to figure that part out. I don't think nobody should be in the freaking frigid weather. I don't care who you are. I mean, I'm not an ogre, right? But if you came here illegally, you gamed the system, you did all kind of things, no, you do not need to be here. No. You've been here 10, 20 years, and you didn't take care of your paperwork, and they come get you? No, I don't feel sorry for you at that point. But to sound like them folks, like this, that's something I don't want us to do. I think that's an ugly thing. We better than that. We got so much going for us that's good, right? We have a good name. Trust me, FBAs have a good name. Your name is more precious than rubies. You understand? We got to keep our good name at all times. That's why so many people want us to speak for them, because we have a good name. Globally, we have a good name. So don't take on the ways of them folks, because clearly it doesn't work out for them. Okay, just want to leave that out there. Don't turn into them. Don't turn into them. If you don't understand somebody, get on the translator app and talk with them. It's don't do that, because you know what? People act a certain way about us too. I'm cool with anybody that's cool with me. Period. And with delineation, I'm not even tripping on other people, because we got to be working on ourselves. So I ain't got that kind of energy to be giving to somebody else. No, we need to work on what we got going on as a community. Let's put that energy where it matters. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, just watch what you say sometimes, especially on this internet. You know, certain individuals, you know, popularize themselves saying certain things, but if certain things are reversed, and if white folks start saying it, then we'll start raising hell. Like I said, you don't want to be saying things that if white folks say it, it's going to be a problem, right? Let's keep whatever we say just on the main thing, right? And that will be that. All right. Well, thank y'all for joining us tonight on the stream. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. It's free, right? Make sure you check out all the great journalists we have here on the African Diaspora News Channel. Make sure of that, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll definitely see you tomorrow, Lord bless, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the channel. Make sure you check out all the news reports we're doing also on Emancipation Media. We got a podcast channel, the Phillip Scott Show, if you like the entertainment style stuff. We have